Perry, what else are investigators learning about this 18-year-old shooter?
So, Shep, the one thing that we're learning from neighbors we've been talking to and some of the shooter's friends are that he didn't really have friends. He was seen very much as a loner. He lived in that house behind us, and by all accounts, this is a beautiful neighborhood, a beautiful house. The neighbors have been friendly. The homes are small. They're quaint. The house is colorful. You can tell a lot of life was in there. It's incredible something so dark left that house yesterday.
The shooter was 18 years old, a high school dropout with no criminal history.
There was no known mental health history of the gunman.
He lived with his grandmother down the street from Robb Elementary School.
The first thing that happened was that the gunman shot his grandmother in the face. She then contacted police.
Investigators say he gave no meaningful warning of the hell he was about to unleash, except for a Facebook message 30 minutes before he got to the school. Those who grew up with the shooter describe a downward decay from a typical kid to a loner who dipped into violence. One friend tells the Washington Post he would randomly shoot at people with a BB gun. Another says the shooter told them he wanted to join the Marines so he could kill people. Juan Alvarez is dating his mother.
I'm really surprised. I was bad, man. I looked in shock.
Anybody who shoots somebody else has a mental health challenge, period.
And the boyfriend of the shooter's mother tells us that the shooter and his mother had a checkered past where violence would sometimes ensue. Police were called once or twice, according to neighbors. And then one day, 8 police officers showed up. The next day, the shooter was gone, moving to his grandmother's house behind us. And Shep, it's incredible to see how close all of this happened. I'm a half-mile away from where you are. This started just a 10-minute walk down this road toward the school.
Really incredible. Perry, I know I shared with our viewers that you spoke with a neighbor. You're at the grandmother's house. That's where the gunman lived as well. And the neighbor who helped the grandmother after she'd been shot, what did they tell you?
His name is Gilbert Gallegos. We met him as he was sitting on his porch just like he was yesterday, more than 24 hours ago, sitting in that same position when he tells us that he heard gunshots. He walked us through the entire situation with what happened. Take a listen.
I heard 2 bangs, with like shots, and I looked around, I couldn't see nothing, but all of a sudden the door opens and he comes out with a duffel bag and the backpack, puts him in the truck, gets on the truck, and he didn't drive. So he was trying to get it out of gear at a park, and he couldn't do it. Some way, I guess he stepped on a little brake and come out and took off. I mean, it was rocks flying all over. Then she came out, and I could see she was all bloody.
You're talking about his grandmother.
His grandmother. And she came out, and I met her, and she told me, because she called me Beto. Beto, look at what my grandson did. And I said, well, let's get out of the street. Let them get over here. We got her out. My wife called the EMS and the police. And between me and my wife, we brought her back here and put her in there. We heard shots, and we were afraid that he would come back.
You heard the shots from the school?
Well, we heard shots back here. We didn't know where it was in the school or not. And between me and my wife, we decided we'd bring her in here. And then the police came in real fast, and they took her out. They met the EMS out there and took her away.
And we asked Gilbert if he asked the woman across the street what happened, what led up to this, what were the moments before she was shot in the face, and he said we just didn't want to ask her. We were just trying to keep her calm. I asked Gilbert, did you ever see the shooter before? He said maybe once or twice, but this guy's been living here for 3 to 4 months, and for that to happen, for a man to live across the street in this neighborhood where everybody is outside all of the time, that is incredibly rare, Shep.
I'll say, what a revealing interview. Perry Russum, thank you for that.